Okay, what the heck did we just see in Alabama yesterday? Wow. Man, let me tell you, as a person who is interested in building successful businesses, helping people build successful businesses, and helping them benefit from all of that activity that we teach and share here in the United States, what I saw in Alabama yesterday was, well, it was a lot, man. And, I saw people dealing with several states of emotion. I saw fear, I saw anger and rage. You know, I saw some helplessness and some hopelessness, but I also saw some courage. Before I even go too far into that, there was one gentleman right at the beginning of this thing that ran right down into the fray and did not come in swinging. He just put his hands up and stood between the three guys who was attacking the dock worker. And I thought that was really cool because it showed how something can look like an opportunity to fight and actually be an opportunity to show love. And that was probably the boldest and most courageous person I saw out there in that video, which the entire thing was disturbing. And I have no side on this because I already know who you and I should be angry with. I know who we should be frustrated with. And I know what we saw yesterday was very disturbing. And if you're used to getting your business from me and how to do this and how to get a loan, that's great. That's what I do. But I'm telling you what we're talking about here today is just as important, because if you want to benefit from all of that work you're doing, building businesses, buying businesses, starting businesses, selling businesses, then you are going to have to understand that what we saw yesterday just can't happen. And it can't become the new norm. And I'll tell you how we got there. And this is not my opinion. This is my observation. And maybe it is swayed by my opinions. But the reality of it is the people that you and I continuously put into office to run this country that we live in have created what you and I saw yesterday. And if you watched it again, you probably saw it today. Well, how can we blame the politicians? They weren't anywhere near it. Well, here's how. Because the politicians are running on our lowest parts of our nature. They are operating on our fears and our anger and our hurt and our pain. And so all of their promises revolve around our fear and our anger and our hurt and our pain and our busted up hopes. And if they can run on that and go, yeah, and then point at somebody and say, that's the person that caused you that pain, then what they get is they get an ally. They get an ally because the person that they recruit, that's you or me, for their cause, believes that they are our ally, but they're not. They're their own ally. They believe in themselves. And I don't care if you love Joe Biden. I don't care if you love Donald Trump. I'm not here to tell you who to love. I am here to tell you that the only person that you should love, that you have to love, is your neighbor. You know, I used to be a basketball coach, and this is my observation, the very best teams I ever had understood one thing. All of us together have to be strong enough to face the world outside of this team. And right now, we're not that. We're like some of the worst teams I've had. Some of the worst teams I've had the privilege of coaching believed on individual levels and in small pockets that, hey, I think I'm better than so-and-so. Or I think us two, we're better than those two. Or us kids from the suburbs are better than those kids from the city. Or us black kids are better than those white kids. Or us Hispanic kids are better than those black or white kids. And as soon as they start thinking that, our team it's over. Because the reality of it is we need to be united and linked arms, locked arms, to be better than anybody that matters. And so, we coined a phrase, don't worry about being the best person, or we borrowed a phrase, don't worry about being the best person on the team, try to be the best person for the team. The guy who raced into that fight yesterday and risked his health and his safety and his life with his hands up, just trying to stop people from fighting, trying to let them know, I'm not here to hit you, I'm just asking you to stop harming other people, and I'm asking you to not put yourself in harm's way. And then he risked his own health to deliver that message. That guy was a hero. Showing up in the middle of a chaotic fight and throwing punches does not necessarily make you a hero. And maybe you feel that that's necessary, and I get it. And if I was there, I don't know what I would have done. So I'm not criticizing anybody, but I'm telling you about today and tomorrow, we need to be about love. I don't care if you quote Diana Ross, what the world needs now is love, true love. And I don't care if you're quoting the Bible, love your neighbor as yourself. But the whole thing is that that's what we've got to do if we want real success and happiness in our lives. And there is nothing that I can tell you that, or would tell you that, I'm not trying to sway your opinion on who you should vote for and which president you should like, gun rights, non-gun rights, none of that. Here's what I do know, that you can believe something with all your heart and it doesn't hurt me. I can believe something with all my heart and it doesn't hurt you. But here's what you need to understand, is that I don't get to get violent with you about what you believe, and I don't need to be forceful with you about what you believe, because the only thing that matters is that I love you enough to allow you to be at peace with your belief. And, this is a world of hijacking language and picking one word out and changing the meaning of it and then hammering that new meaning. And, I saw the word woke come on the scene. Everybody's like, oh yeah, they understand our plight, they're woke. Then I saw it get twisted into this new thing. It's like, oh, well, if you're woke, then that means that you believe that transgender strippers should entertain 5-year-olds. And it's like, no, nobody, but that is the machine that you and I keep putting in office that puts us in danger by having us championing their causes that aren't really causes. The cause is get them more power. I wish that everybody would buy into love, because the people that are out there and not speaking in love would have no chance at power. And again, this is not a Trump thing. This is not a Joe Biden thing. This is a you thing. I saw people yesterday on the same team fighting each other. Well, what team is that? Well, if you're patriotic, it's Team America. If you're not patriotic, it's Team Dad. All dads want to go home to their children. It's Team Mom. All moms want to go home to their children. It's Team Son. All sons have parents that want them to make it home alive and well. And foolishly being in a fight because the two wings that lead us have us amped up thinking that our enemies are walking around our neighborhood, and they're not. Our enemies are probably them. And we need to understand that. It's not about what you believe about gay rights and birthing rights and gun rights. None of this is about that. You and I can have different opinions and we can still love each other, because love is not at all conditional in that way. You do not have to agree with me for me to love you. And you having an opinion that is different than mine does not make your opinion an opposing opinion. It just makes it different. You're like, Mark, you're a business guy. Why don't you just talk business? Well, I am talking business. Because if you want to live in a world where the business you're building can really be enjoyable and delightful, then people need to love each other. This business of thinking that my enemy is also my fellow citizen is nonsense. And shame on our politicians for creating that world where they can't agree on giving money for hurricanes without squeezing in some deal breaker that has nothing to do with that. Or they can't help feed or help sick veterans without squeezing in some crazy offshoot political piece, because they don't want the machine to work. Because when the machine doesn't work, you and I are frustrated. When the interest rates are double digits to get that business loan that you could have got last year for 5.5%, I did tell you, by the way, that you could have got last year for 5.5% or 5.25%, now it's 10.25%, people get frustrated and they need somebody to blame. But the messaging has always been, hey, it's that guy that's your problem. Yeah, your neighborhood isn't going downhill because the free flow of money is creating bigger and better houses across town. Your neighborhood's going downhill because there are duplexes behind you. Give me a freaking break, man. We're smarter than that. And we've got to stop signing up to be on somebody's team and then go around quizzing everybody we run into, asking them what they think about political issues that they're not even informed on. Don't even get me started on that, because the machine is the one that's telling us to go get informed. They're saying, go listen to our thing and go listen to our thing. And everybody's got their own personal Al Jazeera network of insanity. And the reality of it is, the only news that you really need is the good news, is that we need to love each other. And that, I'm a Christian, so I believe that Jesus died for us, so that we could all live in harmony in a wonderful place. And I promise you, when we get to that place, everybody's going to be expected to love each other. You may as well practice while you're here. Come on, man. We're better than this. We do not need to be fighting people who have the same hopes, dreams, and aspirations that we do, and who are chasing it down in the same place that we are. We need to lock arms with these people, and you need to look to your right and to your left and realize before you even see the person that you're supposed to love them. If you're Black and you're listening to this, you've got people in your family who are white. You've got people in your family who are Hispanic or from Middle Eastern countries or Asian countries. If you're white and you're listening to this, you've got family members who are Black. You've got family members who are Hispanic and who are from Middle Eastern countries and Asian countries and Indian countries. You've got that already. You have a responsibility to love these people because they are somebody's dad, somebody's brother. They're your cousin or your in-law or your nephew or your niece or your child or your mom or your dad. All of us belong to all of us. And if we think that some of us belong to some of us and the rest of them are against us, then we have a distorted view of reality that will only hurt us in the long run, and it will only serve to put self-centered, me-focused, oriented people in office so they can continue keeping the game alive by stoking the fire every day. Your problem is the white guy that moved next door. Your problem is the Black guy that moved next door. Your problem is the Hispanic guy that wants to have his child at your child's school. Nonsense. That is not your problem. That is the messaging that has been delivered to you by the machine. And I'm here today to encourage you to let go of all of that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is my Alabama rant, but it's not my Alabama rant. It's my love rant. You deserve to be loved by the people that you meet. You deserve to have a high hope and a minimal expectation that the people you're going to run into every day are going to try to love you first before they even look to a plan B or a plan C. Will you try it? Will you try to lead with love? Will you turn these hands like this? Not like this. When your hands are like this, you receive more. When your hands are like this, you are welcome in more places. When your hands are like this, they are more likely to connect with other hands. When your hands are like this, you are no threat. You are a sign of hope. That gentleman that ran in with his hands up yesterday, I wish I knew his name because I really would like to give him proper credit for who he is. And let me tell you, I'm sure his parents are proud. They better be, because that guy right there had an opportunity to come in and do much damage, and he did not. He came in with his hands up. And I saw another guy, a white guy. He came in and he tried to stop those guys, and those guys turned around and just pounded him. And I'm like, come on, man. This is not a black-white thing. This is a deteriorated state of the human condition caused by choosing leaders for ourselves and then suffering from what we call diagnosis bias, meaning I chose them, therefore they must always be right in everything they said. Well, they're not. Sometimes they're just stupid, mean, and evil. Yes, all of them. I wonder if he's talking about my guy. I am. I wonder if he's talking about my guy. I am. None of them care about you. They all should go. And that's not what this video is about. But you need to understand that you and I have to make better choices. We need to start picking people who are going to help us love each other so that we can be stronger. And when there are outside threats, we'll be together facing those outside threats. When there are dangerous environmental circumstances, we'll be together in love facing those environmental circumstances. But if we are divided, we are definitely going to fall. United we stand, divided we fall. Here we are with our backs against the wall. Lyrics from the 70s, go find it yourself. That's what Google's for. But I'm here to tell you, people, I love you, man. And I want only the best for you. But you cannot have the best if you think the people causing your problems are your neighbors, because they're not. We've got some things in our history that we are working through, and we're working through them best when we are working through them in love. If you're white and you're sick and tired of being told you have to pay the price for the ills of your ancestors, I get it, I do. If you're black and you're sick and tired of suffering because the work of your ancestors has yielded you very little and you feel like you're in a fight every day just to get to even, I get it, I really do. This is your brother over here. This is your sister. This is your brother over here. This is your sister. The way we solve these problems and become stronger is together. And you've got to come in like the guy did yesterday with your hands and your palms open, giving love, open to receive love, and risking a little bit of pain, because that is where our future is going to come from. Now, people are going to come on here and they're going to call me names and tell me I'm a simp or whatever, but I'm not. I'm a strong guy, and I've had my share of fights, and that's how I know it doesn't work. Because to give a fat lip, you got to risk a bloody nose. To give a bloody nose, you got to risk cauliflower ear. To give a cauliflower, you got to risk a black eye. I'm a long-time young guy, fighter, boxer, all that stuff, and I'm here to tell you, the best and most fulfilling experience in the world is love. And if you're not doing that, you're cheating yourself. And you're cheating the people who would benefit from your love. And you're never getting to benefit from theirs. And you want that for your kids. What if your children could walk into a world where most of the people they ran into had decided they were going to try their best to love them? That's the world that you and I have the ability to create. How we respond to situations like what we saw yesterday will determine all of that. If our answer is to take up arms and to become better fighters and be on the lookout for an opportunity to jump in and throw punches, that is a fool's errand. You will end up hurt or in jail or dead. And no one will win. Who were the winners yesterday? Somebody tell me that. I'll tell you who the winners were. The winners were the politicians. The politicians, because now they get to come and play on more fear, more anger, more anxiety, more uncertainty, and they don't have to focus on the things that are their responsibility, like balanced budgets and safer streets and highways and more available capital for small businesses who are just trying to make their way in the world. They don't have to answer any of those questions as long as they've got you and me squaring off against each other. They love that video, and they're going to get up on their soapboxes and they're going to tell you that that other dangerous side caused this. And I'm here to tell you, our lowest nature caused this because someone told us that we should be afraid or angry and that the problem was our neighbor, and we believed them. They're wrong. The problem is our hearts. Until we lead with love, we've got nothing. Peace and love, everybody. I hope you listen to this. If you believe in it and you like it, I hope you share it. This is my first ever live, and I really had planned on my first live being a very important piece about financing and funding your business. But you know what? Sometimes you just got to throw that stuff out, and you've got to do what is necessary. So I love you. I hope you keep tuning into my channel. Subscribe and follow us. 99% of what you'll see here is about your business and about your career, about starting a business, buying a business, financing and funding a business. That's what you normally get here. But today, none of those things matter until we get the love piece in place. Otherwise, we're all in danger. In the meantime, watch some of my other videos to check out my stuff. Subscribe here and check back with us regularly because we post often. Thank you.